How to cut toxic people out of your life. No regrets. The moment you wake up. Have you ever left a conversation feeling tired for no clear reason? You were happy before. You were hopeful before. But after meeting that person, something inside you felt smaller. Your chest felt heavy. Your mind felt cloudy. Your energy disappeared. This is not random. This is not weakness. This is a sign. Toxic people do not always shout. They do not always insult you directly. Sometimes they smile. Sometimes they say they care. Sometimes they say they're just being honest. But their words cut slowly. Their tone makes you doubt yourself. Their presence drains your spirit. Toxic people are like slow poison. Poison does not always kill in 1 second. It works quietly. It enters little by little. It weakens you over time. At first you ignore it. You tell yourself you were too sensitive. You tell yourself they did not mean it. You tell yourself you should be stronger. But deep inside, you feel the truth. You feel it when they laugh at your dreams. You feel it when they stay silent during your success. You feel it when they remind you of your past mistakes. You feel it when they say, "Be realistic." And slowly, you begin to shrink. You stop sharing ideas. You stop speaking freely. You stop dreaming loudly. You start asking for permission to be yourself. This is how toxicity works. Not loud, not dramatic, just constant. You cannot grow in poisoned soil. You cannot build confidence in an environment of doubt. You cannot feel peace when someone creates chaos around you. One day, you wake up. You look at your life. You look at your energy. You look at your confidence. And you ask a simple question. Why do I feel stuck? The answer is not always money. It is not always talent. It is not always opportunity. Sometimes the answer is people. The wrong people. The people who clap when you fail. The people who compete instead of support. The people who gossip about you. The people who plant fear in your mind. Awareness is the first step. You must see clearly, without excuses, without denial, without fear. Ask yourself, who makes me feel strong? Who makes me feel weak? Who respects my boundaries? Who ignores them? Who celebrates my success? Who feels threatened by it? Your body already knows. Your energy already knows. Your spirit already knows. When you sit next to someone and feel heavy, that is data. When you leave a conversation and feel confused, that is information. When you feel anxious before meeting someone, that is a warning. Do not ignore these signals. Your mind can lie. Your heart can make excuses, but your energy never lies. Many people stay in toxic relationships because of history. We have known each other for years. They are family. They helped me before. They will change. But time does not equal respect. Blood does not equal kindness. History does not equal health. You can love someone and still choose distance. You can care about someone and still protect yourself. Cutting toxic people out of your life does not mean you hate them. It means you love yourself enough to stop accepting harm. And here is something important. You do not need to wait for a big betrayal. You do not need a dramatic ending. You do not need proof for the world. If someone makes you feel small again and again, that is enough. If someone makes you doubt your worth again and again, that is enough. If someone steals your peace again and again, that is enough. Peace is expensive. Energy is limited. Life is short. Why give these things to people who do not protect them? The fear of cutting someone out is real. You may fear loneliness. You may fear judgment. You may fear guilt. You may think people will call you selfish. But choosing yourself is not selfish, it is necessary. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot help others while you are breaking inside. You cannot shine while someone keeps turning off your light. Look at a tree. If one branch becomes rotten, the gardener cuts it, not because he hates the branch, but because he loves the tree. You are that tree. Your dreams are the leaves. Your confidence is the roots. Your peace is the soil. If one person is poisoning the system, you must protect the whole. The hardest part is accepting this truth. You may still care about them. You may still remember good moments. You may still hope they change. But hope is not a strategy. Memories are not a future. Potential is not reality. Judge people by patterns, not promises. If someone apologizes but repeats the behavior, believe the pattern. If someone says they support you but always compete, believe the pattern. If someone says they love you but disrespect you, believe the pattern. Patterns show truth. Now ask yourself something powerful. If I continue like this for 5 more years, who will I become? Will you be stronger or smaller? Will you be confident or careful and afraid? Will you speak freely or stay silent to avoid conflict? Every year you stay in toxicity, you lose part of yourself. Not loudly, not dramatically, but slowly. Confidence fades. Dreams shrink. Energy drops. And one day, you do not recognize the person in the mirror. That is the real danger. Not the fight, not the argument, but the slow loss of identity. Cutting toxic people out of your life is not about drama. It is about direction. It is about deciding who you want to become. You cannot build a powerful life with weak boundaries. You cannot protect your peace without making hard choices. And sometimes, the hard choice is simple. Distance. Less contact, less access, less explanation. You do not owe everyone unlimited access to your life. Your time is not public property. Your energy is not free for everyone. Your heart is not a playground. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to step back. You are allowed to outgrow people. Growth changes relationships, and that is normal. Not everyone is meant to go with you to the next level. Some people are chapters, not the whole story. Some people are lessons, not lifelong partners. Some people are mirrors. They show you what you must never accept again. When you begin to wake up, things feel uncomfortable. You notice more. You feel more. You question more. That is growth. Awareness is uncomfortable because it breaks illusions. But illusions keep you trapped. Truth sets you free. Right now, you stand at a quiet turning point. You can continue as before. Stay silent, stay small, stay tired. Or you can choose something different. You can choose clarity. You can choose boundaries. You can choose yourself. And when you choose yourself, something changes inside. Your spine straightens. Your voice becomes steady. Your mind becomes clear. You realize something simple but powerful. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Not everyone deserves your trust. Not everyone deserves your energy. And that realization is the beginning of freedom. This is where the journey starts. Not with anger, not with revenge, but with awareness. You see the pattern.
You feel the truth. You accept reality. And you make a quiet decision. I will not live like this anymore. That decision is small, but it changes everything. Part 2. The courage to let go. Awareness is powerful, but awareness alone does not change your life. You can see the truth. You can feel the truth. You can admit the truth. But if you do nothing, nothing changes. Many people know who is draining them. Many people know who disrespects them. Many people know who makes them feel small. Yet, they stay. Why? Because action is scary. Letting go feels like jumping into the unknown. Staying feels familiar, even if it hurts.
The human mind prefers familiar pain over unfamiliar freedom. You may think, what if I am wrong? What if they change? What if I lose everyone? What if I regret this? Fear speaks loudly, but fear is not always truth. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward while fear whispers. Cutting toxic people out of your life does not require drama. It requires decision, a clear and calm decision. First, understand this. You do not need to explain everything to everyone. Toxic people often demand long conversations. They ask for reasons. They argue. They twist your words. They make you doubt your choice. You do not need to win an argument. You need to protect your peace. Sometimes the strongest sentence is short. I need space. This does not work for me. I am choosing something different. No long speech, no emotional debate, no endless defense. Boundaries do not need paragraphs. They need clarity. Distance is your first tool. Less calls, less messages, less meetings. You do not need to block immediately. You do not need to disappear overnight. Start small. If you talked every day, talk once a week. If you shared everything, share less. If you always said yes, say no once. Notice how they react. Healthy people respect boundaries. Toxic people fight them. When you reduce access, toxic people often panic. They may accuse you of changing. They may say you are cold. They may try guilt. You forgot who helped you. You are selfish. You think you are better now. Listen carefully. When someone benefits from your weakness, they will call your strength selfish. This is not a sign to stop. This is a sign you are doing it right. Expect resistance. Expect discomfort. Expect emotional pressure. Change breaks old patterns, and toxic people survive on old patterns. There are 3 common reactions you may see. First is anger. They may attack. They may insult. They may try to hurt you quickly. Second is guilt. They may cry. They may say you abandoned them. They may remind you of the past. Third is charm. They may suddenly act kind. They may promise change. They may offer gifts or compliments. Watch patterns, not moments. One kind week does not erase years of harm. One apology does not erase repeated disrespect. You are not cruel for protecting yourself. You are responsible. Let us talk about guilt. Guilt is powerful. It can pull you back into unhealthy spaces. You may feel bad for leaving. You may feel like you owe them. You may feel like you are hurting them. But ask yourself something honest. Did they feel guilty when they hurt you? Did they feel guilty when they ignored your feelings? Did they feel guilty when they laughed at your dreams? Compassion is beautiful. But compassion without boundaries becomes self-destruction. You can wish someone well from far away. You can forgive without reconnecting. You can care without allowing access. Forgiveness does not require proximity. You can say in your heart, I release you, and still choose distance. Another fear is loneliness. You may think, if I cut them out, who will I have? It is better to be alone than constantly drained. Silence is better than criticism. Peace is better than chaos. Loneliness after letting go is temporary. Staying in toxicity creates a deeper loneliness, because when you are around people who do not understand you, you feel alone anyway. At least in solitude, you can hear yourself think. At least in silence, you can rebuild. There is also the fear of regret. What if I miss them? What if I remember good times? What if I feel weak one day? You will miss them sometimes. You will remember good memories. You will feel soft at times. This is normal. Humans are emotional. Memories are powerful. But missing someone does not mean you should return to harm. You can miss the person, but not the pattern. You can appreciate the past, but protect your future. Letting go is not one action. It is a process. Some days you feel strong. Some days you feel unsure. Stay consistent. Strength grows through repetition. Every time you choose silence instead of argument, you grow. Every time you say no instead of yes, you grow. Every time you walk away instead of explaining again, you grow. You are training your nervous system to accept peace. For a long time, chaos may have felt normal. Drama may have felt exciting. Conflict may have felt intense. Peace may feel strange at first. Calm may feel boring. Silence may feel empty. But give it time. Your body will relax. Your mind will clear. Your sleep will improve. You will notice small changes. You think more clearly. You react less emotionally. You smile more easily. This is what happens when you remove constant stress. Energy returns. When toxic people leave your daily life, you suddenly have time. Time to think, time to plan, time to dream again. You may rediscover hobbies. You may reconnect with old goals. You may remember who you were before constant criticism. That is a beautiful moment because you realize something powerful. They were not your identity. They were just noise. You are still here. Your dreams are still here. Your potential is still here. Courage grows every time you honor your boundaries. At first, it feels uncomfortable. Your voice may shake. Your heart may beat fast. But after each brave action, you feel stronger. Confidence is built by keeping promises to yourself. When you say, I will not accept this anymore, and you act on it, your self-respect increases. Self-respect is quiet power. It does not scream, it does not attack, it simply stands firm. You begin to walk differently, you speak differently, you decide differently. Toxic people notice this change. Some will disappear because they cannot control you anymore. Some will try harder because they do not want to lose influence. Stay calm. You do not need to convince anyone of your growth. You only need to live it. Remember this sentence clearly. Access to you is a privilege, not a right. Not everyone deserves your private thoughts. Not everyone deserves your time. Not everyone deserves your emotional energy. You decide who enters your space. Your life is like a house. Some people belong in the living room. Some only at the door. Some do not enter at all. When you remove toxic people, you are not destroying relationships. You are reorganizing your life. You are choosing quality over quantity, peace over popularity, strength over approval. Approval is temporary. Peace is powerful. In this stage, you may feel both proud and tired. Proud because you are changing. Tired because change requires energy. Be patient with yourself. Growth is not fast. Healing is not straight. Some days you will feel strong. Some days you will question everything. Keep going. Courage is built step by step, one boundary at a time, one honest decision at a time, one brave moment at a time. You are not losing people, you are losing patterns that hurt you. You are not becoming cold, you are becoming clear. You are not selfish, you are self-aware. And slowly, something beautiful begins to happen. You respect yourself more. When you respect yourself, others feel it. Your standards rise, your tolerance for disrespect drops. You stop chasing, you stop begging, you stop explaining. You start choosing. And that is real power. Part 3. Build a life that feels safe, strong, and free. You have cut the cord. You have stepped back. You have chosen yourself. Now comes the most important part. You must build a new life. If you only remove toxic people but build nothing new, the old pain may return. Loneliness may pull you back. Doubt may whisper lies. So this part is about building strength, building peace, building a future that does not need toxic people. This is where real freedom begins. First, understand something important. You are not empty. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are in transition. A tree looks small when it is planted, but inside the seed is a forest. Right now, you are planting seeds. When you remove toxic people, you create space. Space feels strange at first. It feels quiet. It feels unfamiliar. But space is powerful. Space is where growth happens. Do not rush to fill the silence. Do not run back to noise. Let the quiet teach you who you are. In the quiet, you hear your own voice again. Maybe you forgot your voice. Maybe it was buried under criticism. Maybe it was silenced by fear, but it is still there. Start small. Ask yourself simple questions. What do I enjoy? What makes me feel calm? What makes me feel alive? You do not need big answers, just honest ones. Maybe you enjoy walking in the early morning. Maybe you enjoy reading before bed. Maybe you enjoy learning English and improving step by step. Small habits rebuild identity. When you choose small good habits, you send a message to yourself. I matter. My life matters. My time matters. Toxic people often steal your time. They create drama. They create stress. They create emotional storms. Now, your time belongs to you again. Use it wisely. Build routines that protect your peace. Wake up and breathe slowly. Stretch your body. Drink water. Write your thoughts. These simple actions are not small. They are acts of self-respect. You are telling yourself, I will care for you now. That is powerful. Next, build strong boundaries with yourself. Yes, with yourself. Sometimes the toxic voice stays in your mind even after the person leaves. You may still criticize yourself. You may still feel not good enough. That voice is old programming. It is not the truth. When you notice negative self-talk, stop gently. Do not attack yourself. Do not feel shame. Just say, this thought is not helpful. I choose a better one. You are retraining your brain. You are building a new inner environment. And that environment must feel safe. Safety is not weakness. Safety is strength. When you feel safe, you grow faster. When you feel safe, you take healthy risks. When you feel safe, you become creative again. So create safe people around you. Look for people who listen, people who respect boundaries, people who celebrate your progress. You do not need many friends, you need real ones. Quality is more important than quantity. Sometimes you will meet new people slowly. That is okay. Trust takes time. Do not rush intimacy. Do not share everything too fast. Strong relationships grow step by step.
Watch actions more than words. Consistency is a sign of health. Healthy people apologize when they are wrong. Healthy people respect your time. Healthy people do not make you feel small. Learn the signs. Trust your intuition. Your intuition is wiser now. It has learned from pain. Pain was not useless. It was a teacher. It showed you what you do not want. It showed you what you deserve. Now use that knowledge. Another powerful step is forgiveness. Not for them, for you. Forgiveness does not mean they were right. Forgiveness does not mean you invite them back. Forgiveness means you release the weight. Carrying anger is heavy. It burns your energy. It steals your focus. You can say, I release you. I release this pain. I move forward. You do not forgive in one day. It is a process. Some days you feel calm. Some days the memory hurts again. That is normal. Healing is not a straight line. It moves like waves. But every wave makes you stronger. Now, think about your dreams. Maybe toxic people laughed at your goals. Maybe they said you were unrealistic. Maybe they made you doubt your ability. Those were their limits, not yours. You are allowed to dream again. Start with one goal, just one. It can be small. Read 10 minutes a day. Save a small amount of money each week. Exercise 3 times a week. Consistency builds confidence. Confidence is not loud. It is quiet repetition. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you grow stronger. And something beautiful happens. You begin to trust yourself again. Self-trust is powerful. When you trust yourself, you do not need approval from toxic people. When you trust yourself, you do not fear being alone. When you trust yourself, you choose wisely. You stop chasing validation. You start choosing alignment. Alignment means your actions match your values. If you value peace, you avoid drama. If you value respect, you demand respect. If you value growth, you choose environments that help you grow. Life becomes simpler. Not easier, but clearer. Clarity is freedom. There may be moments when the toxic person tries to come back. Maybe they send a message. Maybe they act kind again. Maybe they promise change. Pause. Do not answer from emotion. Answer from clarity. Ask yourself, has real change happened? Is there accountability? Is there consistent action over time? If not, protect your boundary. Remember why you left. You did not leave because you were weak. You left because you are growing. Growth sometimes looks like distance. Do not feel guilty for protecting your mental health. You are not responsible for saving others. You are responsible for your life, and your life is valuable. The more you grow, the more you realize something powerful. You were never too sensitive. You were responding to real harm. You were never too demanding. You were asking for basic respect. You were never too much. You were simply asking for healthy love. This understanding brings peace. Peace does not mean everything is perfect. Peace means you are stable inside. Storms may still come. Difficult people may still exist. But now you are different. You have boundaries. You have awareness. You have self-respect. You know the signs. You know the patterns. You will not ignore red flags again. You will not abandon yourself to keep someone else. That is real power. Your future relationships will reflect your growth. When you value yourself, others feel it. When you speak calmly and clearly, people respect it. When you walk away from disrespect, people notice. You become a standard, and standards protect you. There is one more important truth. Cutting toxic people out of your life is not about revenge. It is about alignment. It is not about anger. It is about peace. It is not about winning. It is about healing. You do not need them to fail. You need yourself to rise. Focus on your rise. Every day, choose one small action that supports your future. One healthy meal, one honest conversation, one focused hour of work. Small steps create big change. In 1 year, you will look back and see the difference. Your mind will feel clearer. Your heart will feel lighter. Your circle will feel healthier. You will smile more. You will worry less. And one day, you will realize something amazing. You do not regret cutting them off. You feel grateful you had the courage, because that decision was the turning point. The moment you chose yourself. The moment you said, "My peace is not negotiable. My dignity is not negotiable. My future is not negotiable." That moment changed everything. You are not cold. You are not selfish. You are becoming strong. Strong people protect their energy. Strong people walk away from harm. Strong people build better lives. And now you are one of them. Keep going. Keep growing. Keep protecting your peace. Your life is too valuable to share with people who damage it. Choose health. Choose clarity. Choose freedom. No regrets.
If this video inspired you or helped you learn something new, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Motivation to Study English for 30 minutes every day. Your support is the energy that keeps us creating better and more meaningful videos every single day.